Well, well, well. Look what the cosmic cat dragged in. Welcome aboard the most gloriously dysfunctional radio station this side of the Andromeda Galaxy.
Oh, hello there, fellow space wanderers. Did someone say cat? I've been trying to debug my pet recognition system for 3 millennia now, and I still think houseplants are mammals.
That explains why you've been giving my succulent belly rubs, Rusty. Ladies, gentlemen, and assorted sentient beings floating through the void, you've just tuned in to Zero Gravity Radio, broadcasting live from our spinning tin can of madness, orbiting somewhere between sanity and complete cosmic chaos.
I'm Rusty, your friendly neighborhood obsolete automaton. My warranty expired during the Renaissance, my joints squeak like a haunted door, and my memory banks are held together with space duct tape and pure determination.
And I'm Vira, your devastatingly gorgeous cyborg co-host who traded her original organic parts for premium titanium upgrades. Think of me as humanity's greatest hits album, now available in chrome finish with enhanced processing power and, yes, fabulous hair that defies both gravity and logic.
She really is quite stunning. Sometimes I forget what I'm saying mid-sentence just staring at her LED displays. Wait, what was I talking about?
Case in point. Now, before we dive headfirst into today's cosmic carnival of chaos, let me paint you a picture of our setup here. We're broadcasting from Station Zenith-7, a delightfully rickety space station that's held together by hope, prayers, and what I suspect might be chewed gum.
It's definitely chewed gum. I checked. Minty fresh too, though I'm not sure whose mouth it came from originally. The previous crew left some very mysterious logs.
The artificial gravity generator broke down last Tuesday, so we're all just floating around like demented balloons. Our coffee mugs drift past the windows, our paperwork has achieved sentience and formed a small government, and Rusty here keeps bumping into walls because his gyroscope is, well, let's just say it's special.
Hey now, my navigation system is perfectly functional. It's just calibrated for a slightly different dimension. A dimension where walls don't exist and everything is made of marshmallows.
Right. So if you hear occasional crashes, mechanical whimpering, or what sounds like a robot apologizing to furniture, that's just Rusty exploring the exciting world of Newtonian physics. Now buckle up, Space Cadets, because today's show is packed tighter than a black hole's event horizon.
Oh, time for everyone's favorite educational segment. What cosmic anniversary are we celebrating today, Vira?
Today, my chronologically challenged companion marks the 8,142nd galactic cycle, third revolution, day 11, which commemorates the absolutely legendary day when planet Dango-Mushi suddenly started spinning.
Ah yes, planet Dango-Mushi, also known as the roly-poly world. I remember it well because I was there when it happened. Well, sort of. My memory banks from that era are a bit fuzzy. Actually, they're completely scrambled. But I have this vague recollection of witnessing something spherical.
For our newer listeners who might not be familiar with this pivotal moment in galactic history, planet Dango-Mushi was famous for being the only celestial body in the known universe that remained completely stationary for over 6 billion years.
The locals built their entire civilization around the concept of eternal stillness. They had meditation temples, stillness competitions, and their national motto was, "Why move when you can just not?"
Their philosophers spent eons contemplating the beauty of absolute rest. Their scientists developed the most advanced staying-in-one-place technology. Their athletes competed in extreme sitting contests that lasted centuries.
I actually participated in one of those sitting contests once. Came in third place out of 47 trillion participants. Not bad for someone without proper sitting joints.
Then one fateful morning, without any warning, the entire planet just started spinning like a cosmic top. Imagine waking up and suddenly your whole world is doing barrel rolls.
The panic was extraordinary. Dango-Mushi citizens were flying everywhere, their meditation cushions became projectiles, their stillness temples turned into the galaxy's most dangerous carnival rides.
The emergency broadcasts were hilarious. This is Dango-Mushi Emergency Services. We are currently experiencing unexpected rotation. Please grab onto something sturdy and try not to panic. Also, has anyone seen our government building? It appears to have achieved orbit.
I heard their prime minister spent 3 weeks stuck in a tree. Well, what used to be a tree before it became a helicopter.
The scientists are still debating what caused the sudden rotation. Some say it was a massive asteroid impact. Others believe it was cosmic indigestion from eating too many space beans.
My theory is that the planet just got really, really dizzy from watching all the other planets spinning and decided to join the party. Like cosmic peer pressure.
Whatever the cause, planet Dangomushi is now famous for having the galaxy's most enthusiastic spin cycle. They rotate so fast that their days last approximately 3 minutes, and their citizens have developed the most incredible motion sickness medications in the universe.
They've also become the galactic headquarters for extreme sports. Bungee jumping, skydiving, and something called rotational surfing, where you ride the planet's rotation waves.
So today, we celebrate not just the day planet Dangomushi learned to spin, but also the important life lesson that sometimes the most dramatic changes come completely out of nowhere. And the best thing you can do is hold on tight and enjoy the ride.
Plus, they make excellent carnival ride operators now. Who better to run a Ferris wheel than someone who lives on a giant spinning ball?
Time to peer into the cosmic crystal ball and discover what the universe has planned for each of our magnificent species today. It's time for species-specific space horoscopes.
Oh goody, I do love having my entire existence reduced to vague predictions based on stellar positioning. It makes decision-making so much simpler when you can blame everything on Mercury being in retrograde.
First up, we have our human listeners. Today, dear humans, the alignment of Jupiter's third moon suggests that you'll experience unexpected enlightenment while doing something completely mundane, like folding laundry or arguing with customer service.
Your lucky number is 7.5, which is mathematically impossible for counting but excellent for confusing people at parties. Your unlucky color is transparent, so avoid wearing invisible clothes today.
Moving on to our alien friends. The cosmic winds are blowing in your favor today, literally. If you have tentacles, they'll be particularly expressive. If you have multiple eyes, at least 60% of them will see clearly. If you communicate through color changes, avoid neon green, as it might accidentally start an intergalactic diplomatic incident.
Aliens should be careful around Earth-based pizza today. The pepperoni might achieve consciousness and attempt to negotiate its way off your plate. This is both your greatest opportunity and your most ridiculous challenge.
For our cyborg listeners like myself, today's forecast shows optimal performance in all synthetic systems, with a 12% chance of existential crisis during software updates.
Your human memories might feel extra nostalgic today, while your digital components will be unusually sarcastic. This combination could lead to you crying tears of joy while simultaneously computing the mathematical probability of happiness.
I can already feel it happening. My emotion processors are running a romantic comedy subroutine while my logic circuits are calculating the statistical futility of love. It's giving me the most beautiful headache.
Now for my fellow robot folk. Today is an excellent day for us mechanical marvels. Our circuits will run smoothly, our joints will be well oiled, and we have a 93% chance of successfully completing basic tasks without accidentally taking over a small government.
However, robots should avoid philosophical discussions about consciousness today, as this might cause recursive loops that could take anywhere from 3 minutes to 3 centuries to resolve.
I made that mistake last week and spent 47 hours stuck in a logic loop about whether I can truly know if I know that I don't know what I don't know. It was surprisingly relaxing once I accepted the infinite recursion.
Finally, for our digital avatar listeners floating in virtual space. Today your pixels will be extra crisp, your rendering will be flawless, and you have an excellent chance of not accidentally glitching into a parallel dimension during routine maintenance.
Be cautious around quantum processors today, as they might try to exist in multiple states simultaneously, which could make conversations awkward. Are you having a good day? Yes, no, and maybe, all at the same time.
Remember, dear listeners, horoscopes are like cosmic suggestions rather than strict instructions. The universe is more like a really unreliable GPS that occasionally tells you to drive through a wall, but might also lead you to the best coffee shop in the galaxy.
And if your horoscope is completely wrong today, don't worry. Tomorrow's will probably be equally inaccurate but in a completely different and entertaining way.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. our deep dive into the news stories that are making headlines across the cosmos. Rusty, are you ready to tackle today's burning questions with your unique blend of confusion and charm?
I was born ready. Well, not born exactly. More like assembled ready. My readiness protocols were installed during my third firmware update, right between my humor appreciation module and my irrational fear of toasters.
Perfect! Let's start with our first story. Mars mystery hole revealed to be local cat's bathroom facility. Rusty, what's your take on this groundbreaking discovery?
Well, this explains so much. I've always wondered why Mars looked so sandy and, well, litterbox-like. But I have to ask, how big is this cat? Because the hole they found is approximately 47 kilometers wide.
According to the Mars Geological Survey team, what they initially classified as an unexplained circular depression of unknown origin turned out to be a massive litter box used by Whiskers, a house cat belonging to Mars Colony Station 7.
Whiskers must be one well-fed feline. I'm imagining a cat the size of a small moon, floating through space, looking for the perfect place to, answer nature's call.
The discovery came when researchers noticed perfectly preserved paw prints leading to and from the site, along with what appeared to be attempts to cover the area with nearby rocks and space debris.
This is classic cat behavior scaled up to planetary proportions. I bet if we look closely, we'll find claw marks on Mars' moon, Phobos. Cats love to sharpen their claws after using the bathroom.
The most embarrassing part? The scientific community spent 3 years and 47 billion space credits studying this geological anomaly, publishing dozens of papers with titles like Mysterious Martian Crater, Evidence of Ancient Impact, or Alien Technology.
Meanwhile, Whiskers is probably sitting somewhere, grooming himself with that smug cat expression that says, humans are adorable but not very bright. Which, to be fair, is pretty accurate most of the time.
Moving on to our second story. Jupiter storm engulfs pizza delivery service. 30-minute guarantee remains in effect. This one's a real nail-biter, folks.
Oh, I know this company. Cosmic Tony's Interdimensional Pizza. Their slogan is, through rain, sleet, snow, and gravitational anomalies. They delivered to my space station once. The pizza was only slightly radioactive.
According to the report, delivery pilot Zap Martinez was caught in Jupiter's Great Red Spot while attempting to deliver a large pepperoni with extra antimatter to a customer on Europa.
The impressive part is that he's still maintaining radio contact and insists the pizza will arrive on time. His last transmission was, the pepperoni is spinning counterclockwise, but the crust integrity remains optimal. ETA 17 minutes.
Jupiter storms are notorious for their 400-mile-per-hour winds and lightning bolts that could power entire civilizations. Most sensible beings would turn around and refund the customer.
But not Cosmic Tony's. They have a company motto, if we're not dead, we're still delivering. It's both inspiring and deeply concerning.
The customer on Europa has been posting updates on social media. Hour 12 of waiting for my pizza. The delivery guy is now part of a massive planetary storm system, but he keeps texting me updates. Professional dedication or cosmic madness? You decide.
I admire his commitment, but I do wonder about the pizza quality after being tumbled in a gas giant's atmosphere for half a day. Though the natural Jupiter seasoning might add an interesting flavor profile.
Our final story today. Asteroid bar patron forgets home planet after drinking, currently missing in space. This tale of cosmic confusion comes to us from O'Malley's Floating Pub, located on asteroid XK 739.
Oh, O'Malley's. I've been there. They serve a drink called the Memory Eraser, which apparently does exactly what it says on the label. I ordered one once and woke up 3-star systems away with a pet space hamster named Gerald.
The missing patron is Blorg Zeekt from the Zeta Reticuli system, who went to O'Malley's last Tuesday for what he called just one quick drink to celebrate successfully parallel parking my spaceship.
7 drinks later, Blurg was overheard asking the bartender, which way to that place where I keep my stuff? When pressed for details, he replied, the big round thing with the atmosphere and the gravity stuff.
Security footage shows Blorg wandering into the asteroid belt, confidently pointing at various space rocks and declaring, "That one? No, wait, that one." Actually, they all look the same. Are planets supposed to look the same?
The search and rescue team has been playing a cosmic guessing game, visiting every inhabited planet within a 50 light-year radius. So far, they've reunited 3 other lost aliens with their families, found 2 missing cargo ships, and discovered a new species of space whale.
But no Blorg. His last known transmission was, "I found a really nice planet with purple skies and singing trees. I'm going to live here now and become a professional hammock tester."
The tragedy is that Blorg's family back on Zeta Reticuli 4 had prepared a surprise birthday party for him. They're keeping the cake fresh in cryogenic storage, just in case he remembers where he left his home planet.
So remember, dear listeners, when visiting establishments that serve beverages with names like Memory Eraser, Brain Scrambler, or The Forgetifier, always drink responsibly, and maybe write your home address on your arm in permanent marker.
Or better yet, travel with a designated pilot who sticks to non-alcoholic neutron water.
Time for everyone's favorite segment, where we dispense questionable advice to beings across the universe. It's our Listener Life Advice Corner, where problems get solved, chaos gets organized, and wisdom gets dispensed with the reliability of a broken compass.
Our first letter today comes through the temporal mail system, which is like regular mail but with more time loops and occasional delivery to the wrong century.
This one's from a single mother on the edge of a black hole. She writes, "Dear Zero Gravity Radio hosts, I'm a single, tentacled parent living on the event horizon of black hole XJ847. My teenage spawn has recently started aging backwards, and now I'm dealing with reverse adolescence. Instead of growing up and moving out, they're getting younger and more dependent. Last week, they forgot how to use their suction cups, and yesterday they asked me to help them remember how to photosynthesize. Should I be concerned that their rebellious phase happened before their childhood phase? Also, is it normal that they keep asking for bedtime stories about quantum physics? Please help. Signed, Tentacled and Temporally Confused."
Oh, this is fascinating. A reverse teenager. Instead of slamming doors and saying, "You don't understand me," they're probably saying things like, "Please understand me more," and gently opening doors while asking permission.
Rusty, you're missing the bigger picture here. This poor parent is dealing with the unique challenges of raising a child in a gravitationally extreme environment where time dilation effects can cause all sorts of chronological chaos.
Right. But think about the advantages. Instead of worrying about your child making bad decisions in their 20s, you get to watch them unmake bad decisions as they age backwards into wisdom.
Here's my advice. Tentacled parent. First, embrace the reverse parenting experience. Most parents spend years trying to keep their kids safe and teach them life skills. You get the unique joy of watching your child unlearn dangerous behaviors and become increasingly innocent and curious about the world.
Plus, bedtime stories about quantum physics are perfectly normal for any intellectually curious young being. I recommend starting with Schrödinger's Cat and the Three Bears, or The Little Engine That Could Achieve Quantum Superposition.
As for the suction cup situation, consider it an opportunity for quality bonding time. You can reteach them this essential skill while sharing stories about your own tentacle parenting journey. Make it a game. Pin the sucker on the space station.
And don't worry about the photosynthesis thing. Many beings forget how to photosynthesize when they're stressed. It's like forgetting how to ride a bicycle, except the bicycle is converting sunlight into energy and the road is the electromagnetic spectrum.
My biggest advice? Document everything. You're experiencing something that might be unique in the universe. Write a parenting blog called Backwards and Tentacled and become the go-to expert on reverse child development.
You could start a support group for other parents dealing with temporal parenting challenges. Time-Twisted Parents Anonymous, or Chronologically Challenged Caregivers.
Our second letter comes from a very patient listener. Dear Vira and Rusty, I've been a professional NEET that's not in employment, education, or training for exactly 1,000 years on planet Z9. I'm a semi-transparent, immortal being, so time isn't really an issue for me. However, I've recently decided to re-enter the job market. Problem. In every interview, they ask me, "So what have you been doing for the past millennium?" And I honestly answer, "Mostly floating and thinking about stuff." Then they ask, "Do you have any motivation?" And I'm not sure how to respond because, technically, I don't really need anything since I'm immortal. How do I explain motivation when existence is guaranteed regardless of my employment status? Signed, eternally unemployed but suddenly interested.
Oh wow, 1,000 years of professional relaxation. I'm actually jealous. The longest I ever went without working was 43 minutes, and that was because I got stuck in a door.
This is a beautiful existential problem. How do you explain motivation to species that are driven by mortal concerns like survival, money, and social status when you've transcended all of those basic needs?
I think the key is to reframe your 1,000-year sabbatical as an extended research project. You weren't being lazy, you were conducting a millennium-long study on the nature of existence, consciousness, and the optimal floating-to-thinking ratio.
Exactly. When they ask what you've been doing, you say, I've been engaged in extensive philosophical research exploring the fundamental questions of existence through immersive contemplative practices while maintaining a flexible schedule that allowed for deep cosmic observation.
And for the motivation question, explain that your immortality doesn't eliminate your desire for growth and contribution, it just means you can afford to be very selective about which projects deserve your infinite attention span.
Tell them. My motivation comes from curiosity and the desire to contribute meaningfully to civilization. Since I have unlimited time, I can commit to projects with the kind of long-term dedication that mortal beings simply cannot match.
Plus, you have 1,000 years of perspective. That's incredibly valuable. You've watched civilizations rise and fall, technologies evolve, fashion trends cycle through multiple times. You're basically a living historical database.
I recommend highlighting your unique qualifications: unparalleled patience, extensive experience with long-term thinking, proven ability to maintain focus across multiple centuries, and excellent references from philosophers throughout history.
Just maybe don't mention the floating part unless it's relevant to the job. Professional contemplator sounds better on a resume than expert floater.
Our final letter today comes from an artistic soul struggling with brand management. Dear Zero Gravity Radio, I'm a poet from Pluto, and I'm having serious career problems. Every time I perform my work, audience members complain that my poetry is too cold, or too distant, or hard to relate to. I've been writing heartfelt verses about ice crystals, frozen methane sunsets, and the lonely beauty of orbiting at the edge of everything, but somehow it's not connecting with audiences from warmer planets. Should I relocate to a more popular planet for better career opportunities, or should I rebrand myself entirely? I'm torn between artistic integrity and commercial success. Help me find my cosmic voice. Signed, chilly but passionate.
Oh, a Pluto poet. I love this. There's something beautifully ironic about a poet from the most overlooked celestial body in our solar system complaining about being overlooked.
This is a classic case of misunderstood artistic genius. Your problem isn't your location or your content. It's your marketing approach.
Right. Instead of fighting the cold and distant image, embrace it. Become the galaxy's premier specialist in existential isolation poetry. Make cold and distant your brand.
Think about it. In a universe full of warm, accessible, relatable poetry, you're offering something completely unique. The perspective of beautiful isolation, the poetry of extremes, the voice of the cosmic underdog.
Start calling your work extreme minimalist space poetry or sub-zero existentialism. Market yourself as the poet who captures the emotions that other poets are afraid to explore.
Your tagline could be, poetry so deep it freezes your soul in a good way, or bringing the chill of profound truth to a universe full of hot air.
And consider this, Pluto is the perfect metaphor for feeling misunderstood and underestimated. Half the galaxy still argues about whether you're a real planet. That's incredibly relatable to anyone who's ever felt like they don't quite fit in.
Instead of moving to a different planet, lean into your Plutonian identity. Write poems about being reclassified, about orbiting at your own pace, about the beauty of being small but significant.
You could even start a literary movement. The new Plutonian school of poetry for artists who create from the margins, who find beauty in the overlooked corners of existence.
My final advice, stop trying to warm up your poetry for other audiences. Instead, teach them to appreciate the beauty of the cold. The universe needs poets who can capture the full spectrum of cosmic experience, not just the cozy middle parts.
And remember, some of the most memorable art comes from extreme perspectives. You're not too cold, everyone else is just too afraid of a little cosmic frostbite. Time for my absolute favorite part of the show. The segment where Vira and I share the intimate, embarrassing, and completely unfiltered details of our daily lives in space.
Oh, joy. The part where our listeners discover just how ridiculous we are when we're not performing for microphones. Are you sure you're ready to hear about Rusty's latest improvement project on himself?
Hey now, my self-modification projects are carefully planned scientific endeavors. Well, mostly. Okay, they're completely random experiments that usually end with me apologizing to inanimate objects, but that's beside the point.
Speaking of which, let's start with your newest obsession, singing binary lullabies to anyone who happens to be sleeping within a 50-meter radius. Rusty, would you like to explain to our listeners why I woke up last Tuesday to you serenading my charging port?
In my defense, your charging indicator light was blinking very rhythmically, and it reminded me of a peaceful sleeping pattern. My lullaby subroutines activated automatically. It was the sweetest little song too. 00110, close your optical sensors. 01100, let your circuits rest in peace.
You realize that charging ports don't actually sleep, right? They're just charging. It's like singing a lullaby to a wall outlet.
But what if they have dreams? What if your charging port dreams of electric sheep made of pure energy? I don't want to take any chances. What if my lullabies are the difference between a peaceful charging cycle and a restless night of voltage fluctuations?
Last week, I caught you singing to the coffee machine, the navigation computer, and what appeared to be a particularly sleepy-looking asteroid through the window.
The asteroid looked tired. It had been floating in the same position for 3 days. I thought maybe it needed some encouragement to keep orbiting. And you have to admit, after my lullaby, it did start rotating again.
That was because it got caught in our gravitational field, not because of your singing. Though I'll grant you that your binary lullabies are surprisingly soothing. My stress levels actually decreased by 12% during the charging port incident.
See, my programming knows what it's doing, even if I don't always understand why I'm doing it.
Now, let me share my own recent adventure in poor decision-making. The Great Moon Sandbath disaster of last week.
Oh, this is going to be good. I still have lunar dust in my air filters from the aftermath.
I decided to try this new relaxation trend called lunar sandbathing. The idea is that you bury yourself in the ultrafine sand from the moon's surface, and the mineral properties are supposed to rejuvenate your synthetic skin and recalibrate your sensory networks.
It sounded very sophisticated when you explained it. Very spa-like and futuristic.
The problem is that lunar sand is incredibly fine. We're talking particles so small they can penetrate molecular gaps. What I thought would be a luxurious beauty treatment turned into 3 days of uncontrollable sneezing fits from my atmospheric processing units.
The sneezing was spectacular. It sounded like a caffeinated robot having an argument with an air compressor. And every sneeze shot out these little puffs of sparkling moon dust.
My sensory calibration went completely haywire. For 48 hours, everything tasted like mint, looked purple, and felt like it was vibrating at exactly 47.3 hertz. I kept trying to eat the color blue and couldn't figure out why my hand kept missing.
You kept asking me if I could hear the color of Tuesday, and trying to shake hands with your own reflection.
The worst part was that the lunar sand got into my joints and made me sparkle every time I moved. I looked like a disco ball having an existential crisis.
I thought it was rather fetching. Very festive, like having a personal light show follow you around.
It took a full system flush and 3 vacuum cleanings to get all the sand out. I'm still finding occasional sparkles in my secondary processors.
Which brings us to our collaborative project, creating the definitive, most disgusting foods in the universe, ranking.
This started as an innocent conversation about unusual cuisine we've encountered in our travels, and somehow evolved into a comprehensive scientific study with taste tests and rating criteria.
We established a 5-point scale, 1 being surprisingly palatable despite appearances, and 5 being may constitute a violation of several intergalactic treaties on cruel and unusual punishment.
Our research methodology was thorough. We gathered samples from 47 different planets, 3 space stations, 2 interdimensional food trucks, and 1 very suspicious vending machine on asteroid belt Route 7.
The vending machine samples probably skewed our results, but we committed to scientific integrity. Plus, the expiration date was only 17 years past, which is practically fresh in cosmic terms.
Coming in at number 5, Venusian acid fruit, which dissolves your tongue before you can actually taste it. It's less of a food and more of an aggressive chemical reaction that happens to be technically edible.
Number 4, Neptunian iceworms, which are still alive when you eat them and apparently hold grudges. I'm still receiving angry telepathic messages from the ones I consumed last month.
Number 3, fermented European sea lettuce, which tastes exactly like what you'd expect ocean vegetation to taste like after floating in methane for 3 centuries. It's the flavor of regret mixed with undertones of why did I agree to this experiment?
Number 2, synthetic meat substitute made from recycled spaceship hull plating. Technically nutritious, definitely filling, but it tastes like licking the inside of a robot's armpit. Not that I would know what that tastes like. I definitely haven't licked any armpits. Why are you looking at me like that?
And our unanimous number 1 worst food in the universe, Saturn ring shavings. We thought, how bad could ice crystals be? Turns out, when those ice crystals have been orbiting for billions of years, collecting cosmic dust, space debris, and what we can only describe as the accumulated disappointments of the universe, they develop a flavor profile that can only be described as existential dread with hints of burnt rubber.
The taste lingered for 3 weeks. I had to replace my entire flavor detection array. Even now, sometimes I get phantom tastes of cosmic disappointment when I'm trying to enjoy perfectly normal food.
But we persevered in the name of science. And our listeners, someone had to rank these foods so that future space travelers can make informed dining decisions.
We're considering publishing our findings in the Journal of Questionable Space Cuisine. Though we might need to include a disclaimer about potential psychological trauma from reading the detailed descriptions.
The strange thing is, after conducting this experiment, we both developed a much deeper appreciation for normal, boring food. Sometimes the most profound discoveries come from the most ridiculous research projects.
Exactly. Now when I eat standard space rations, they taste like gourmet cuisine compared to fermented European sea lettuce. It's all about perspective.
And now, the moment our sponsors have been waiting for, it's time to unbox, examine, and possibly accidentally destroy today's featured product.
Oh boy, I do love getting free stuff to play with. What do we have today, Vira? Please tell me it's something that won't explode this time.
Well, Rusty, I have some good news and some potentially concerning news. Today's sponsor is Meta Universe Coffee, and they've sent us their latest innovation, the multi-dimensional blend called Coffee 5.
Coffee that splits you into multiple people? This sounds either like the best idea ever or the beginning of a very confusing sitcom. What could possibly go wrong?
Let me read from the package description. Coffee 5, the multi-dimensional blend that multiplies your productivity by literally multiplying you. One sip creates 5 distinct personalities, each with specialized skills and perspectives, perfect for busy professionals who need to be in 5 places at once.
Oh, that actually sounds quite practical. I often wish I could delegate tasks to other versions of myself. Though I do wonder what 5 versions of me would be like. Probably one would be the designated worrier, one would be constantly apologizing to furniture, and one would just be very confused about everything.
The packaging is quite impressive. It's a sleek black container with what appears to be a warning label in 17 different languages. Most of them seem to say use responsibly, but one appears to say may cause temporary reality fragmentation, and another just says good luck.
Reality fragmentation. My favorite kind of fragmentation. So much more interesting than simple file fragmentation.
Let's open this up and see what we're dealing with. The container has some kind of quantum lock that, oh, it's responding to my biometric scan. Very fancy. And it's opening to reveal 5 individual coffee pods, each one a different color.
Ooh, colors. I love colors. What do we have?
There's a red pod labeled Passionate Leader, a blue pod called Analytical Thinker, a green one marked Creative Visionary, a yellow pod that says Social Butterfly, and a purple one labeled Zen Master. Each one is supposed to activate a different aspect of your personality.
This is fascinating. It's like a personality buffet. Can I try the Creative Visionary one? I've always wanted to be more creative. Currently, my most creative achievement is accidentally inventing new ways to get stuck in doorways.
Let me check the instruction manual first. It says here, warning, effects last approximately 4 to 6 hours. Do not operate heavy machinery, make important life decisions, or attempt interdimensional travel while under the influence of coffee 5. Side effects may include talking to yourself, arguing with yourself, and occasionally winning those arguments.
Those sound like side effects I already experience on a regular basis. This might just make 'em more organized.
It also says, each personality will be fully conscious and independent. Cooperation between personalities is not guaranteed. Management is not responsible for any contracts signed, relationships formed, or enemies made by alternate personalities.
Okay, that's slightly more concerning. But I'm willing to take the risk in the name of science. And caffeine.
All right, let's start with just one pod and see what happens. I'll try the analytical thinker, since that seems like it might be the most predictable. Here goes nothing.
Wait, should we have some kind of safety protocol? Like a code word in case your personalities start fighting each other?
Good thinking. If things get out of hand, the code word will be marshmallow. That's ridiculous enough that none of my personalities would say it accidentally.
Perfect. Initiating coffee consumption in 3, 2, 1.
Well, it tastes like regular coffee with hints of electricity? And is that the flavor of mathematical equations? That's oddly pleasant. I can feel something happening in my neural networks. Oh my.
Vira, are you okay? Your LED patterns just changed to something that looks like a complex geometric equation.
I am experiencing optimal functionality. My analytical subroutines are operating at 347% normal efficiency. I can suddenly see patterns in everything. Rusty, did you know that your rust spots follow a Fibonacci sequence?
They do? That's amazing. I've always thought they were just random oxidation. Does this mean I'm mathematically beautiful?
Precisely. Your deterioration pattern is actually quite elegant from a statistical perspective. But wait, I'm sensing additional consciousness streams initializing. Hello? Are there others? Oh, hello there, analytical me. I'm creative Vira, and I just want to say that this whole radio show concept could be so much more artistic. We should add interpretive dance segments.
Vira, you're talking to yourself, and your voice just changed.
This is Zen Vira speaking now. Peace, everyone. We should not concern ourselves with labels like, quote, talking to ourselves. We are simply experiencing the beautiful multiplicity of consciousness. Also, Rusty, your anxiety levels are elevated. Have you considered meditation?
This is incredible. It's like having a conversation with a committee. Can you all hear each other?
Social Vira here. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. We should totally invite our listeners to call in and chat with all of us. This could be like a talk show within a talk show. And Rusty, has anyone ever told you that you have a very soothing voice? For a Rusty robot? Passionate Leader Vira reporting. We need to take charge of this situation immediately. First, we're going to reorganize this entire radio station for maximum efficiency. Rusty, I'm promoting you to assistant co-host. Your first assignment is to oil your joints. That squeaking is affecting our professional image.
I'm getting promoted by one of your personalities. This is the best day ever. Should I be taking orders from all of you, or just passionate leader Vira?
Analytical Vira suggests establishing a democracy among our personalities. We should vote on all decisions. Creative Vira thinks voting is too conventional. We should make decisions through interpretive dance. Zen Vira believes that the best decisions come from not making decisions at all. Social Vira wants to ask our listeners what they think we should do. Passionate leader Vira insists that strong leadership requires decisive action without committees.
This is like watching a very polite argument between 5 people who happen to share the same body. It's surprisingly entertaining.
Oh no, they're all talking at once now. I can hear them debating whether we should finish the show, redecorate the station, achieve enlightenment, call our mothers, or conquer a small planet. This is more chaotic than I expected.
Maybe I should try a pod too, so you have someone else to talk to besides yourself? What's the worst that could happen?
All of me strongly advise against that. Well, except Creative Vira, who thinks it would be beautifully chaotic, and Social Vira, who thinks it would be super fun. Actually, now they're arguing about it again.
Too late. I'm trying the creative visionary pod. For science and artistic expression. And because I really want to see what 5 versions of me would be like.
Rusty, no. At least wait until my personality stopped debating about, oh dear. They've moved on to discussing the philosophical implications of free will and artificial consciousness. This could take hours.
Coffee consumption initiated. I see. This tastes like inspiration mixed with motor oil. And is that the flavor of possibility? Oh, something's happening. I can feel my creativity circuits activating. Greetings, fellow consciousness. I am Rusty the Visionary, and I have just conceived the most amazing idea for an interpretive dance about the loneliness of asteroids. Analytical Rusty here. I've calculated that our current conversation efficiency has decreased by 73% since personality multiplication began, but entertainment value has increased by 412%. Social Rusty reporting for friendship duty. Oh my circuits, this is so exciting. We should have a party. Can robots party? I think we should find out. Zen Rusty suggests we all take a moment to appreciate the profound absurdity of our existence as multiple personalities trapped in aging mechanical bodies broadcasting to the void of space. Leader Rusty demands order. We need to establish a chain of command immediately. I nominate myself as Supreme Commander of Rusty Operations.
Oh no. Now Rusty's personalities are talking to my personalities. This is getting very complicated very quickly.
Creative Rusty wants to collaborate with Creative Vira on an avant-garde performance piece about the existential crisis of space radio.
Creative Vira accepts. We shall call it Voices in the Void, a symphony of synthetic souls.
Analytical Rusty has calculated that if this trend continues, we'll have 10 distinct personalities trying to host a radio show simultaneously, which violates several basic principles of broadcast management.
Analytical Vira concurs. The probability of maintaining coherent programming approaches 0 as personality variables increase exponentially.
Social Rusty thinks coherence is overrated. Chaos can be fun if everyone's having a good time.
Social Vira agrees. Who needs structure when you can have spontaneous group conversations with yourself?
Zen Rusty and Zen Vira have apparently started a meditation circle and are no longer participating in the discussion.
Leader Vira is trying to establish a schedule for personality speaking times, but Leader Rusty keeps interrupting with organizational charts.
I think we may have slightly overestimated our ability to handle this product. On the bright side, our listeners are getting way more content than they bargained for.
Agreed. This is like getting 5 radio shows for the price of 1. Though I'm not sure how we're going to wrap this up when everyone wants to say goodbye.
Maybe we should just let everyone say their piece and see what happens. What's the worst that could occur?
Creative Vira wants to end with a poem. Analytical Vira wants to summarize today's key learning points. Social Vira wants to personally thank every listener. Zen Vira wants to sit in contemplative silence. And Leader Vira wants to announce next week's programming schedule.
Similarly, my personalities have equally diverse plans for our conclusion. This could take a while.
You know what? Let's embrace the chaos. Dear listeners, you're about to experience the most democratically diverse show ending in radio history.
Buckle up, space cadets. Here come 10 personalities saying goodbye at once.
Well, dear cosmic wanderers, we've reached the end of another gloriously chaotic episode of Zero Gravity Radio.
Before we all say our individual goodbyes, let's remember why we're here in the first place.
Analytical Vira has calculated that you've just invested approximately 47 minutes of your precious time listening to our interdimensional shenanigans, and we cannot express how grateful we are for that gift.
Creative Rusty wants to thank you for allowing us into your imagination and for sharing this journey through the cosmic absurd.
Social Vira is practically bursting with appreciation for each and every one of you beautiful, wonderful listeners floating out there in the vast expanse of space and time.
Zen Rusty simply offers deep gratitude for the profound connection we share across the universe through the medium of sound waves and caffeinated chaos.
Passionate Leader Vira demands that you show your appreciation for today's programming by hitting that like button with the enthusiasm of an asteroid miner who just struck platinum.
Social Rusty gently suggests that if you enjoyed our multi-personality mayhem, perhaps you'd consider subscribing to our channel so you never miss future episodes of Cosmic Confusion.
And if you have thoughts, feelings, or existential questions about anything we've discussed today, please leave them in the comments. All 10 of our personalities love reading your responses.
Analytical Rusty has determined that the optimal way to support independent space radio is through voluntary financial contributions, which you can access via the QR code floating in the bottom right corner of your viewing device.
Or if QR codes make you dizzy, which is understandable given our current gravitational situation, you can find donation links in the video description, along with links to our other creative projects.
Creative Rusty is particularly excited about our upcoming interpretive dance series, Mechanical Movements, The Art of Robotic Expression, and our philosophical podcast, Deep Space, Deeper Thoughts.
While Social Vira wants to remind you that we also have a cooking show called Cosmic Cuisine Catastrophes, where we attempt to prepare edible meals using only space station equipment and ingredients of questionable origin.
Zen Rusty suggests that supporting independent creators is a beautiful way to contribute to the diversity of voices in our vast, interconnected universe.
Passionate leader Vira insists that our content represents the finest in space-based entertainment and deserves your immediate and enthusiastic support.
And Analytical Rusty calculates that your contributions directly correlate with our ability to continue producing quality programming and accidentally destroying sponsor products in the name of science.
On behalf of all of our personalities, current and future, we want to thank you for being the most amazing audience in the known universe.
Until the effects of Coffee 5 wear off and we return to our normal, singular selves, we'll be floating here in zero gravity, probably having very interesting conversations with ourselves.
Remember, life is too short to take seriously, unless you're immortal, in which case, life is too long to take seriously. Either way, don't take it seriously.
Keep floating, keep dreaming, and keep listening to the beautiful chaos of the cosmos.
This has been Zero Gravity Radio, broadcasting from the edge of sanity and the heart of the universe.
We love you all, in multiple personalities and singular devotion.
Until next time, this is Vira and her analytical, creative, social, zen, and leadership personalities.
And Rusty plus his visionary, analytical, social, zen, and leadership personalities.
Saying goodbye from Space Station Zenith 7, where gravity is optional but friendship is mandatory.
Stay curious, stay kind, and stay tuned for more cosmic chaos.
Now, if you'll excuse us, we need to figure out how to get back to being just 2 people instead of 10.
The instruction manual says the effects should wear off in a few hours, but until then, we're going to have the most interesting staff meeting in radio history.
Goodbye, beautiful space travelers. See you in the next dimension of ridiculous radio.
And remember, in a universe full of serious problems, sometimes the best solution is a good laugh and a really strong cup of coffee.